Adam. I'm so glad that we had this opportunity. So today I'm having the real luck to have Adam Kitchen here talking with me to give tips on email marketing, which is something that all of us, any small business owners, should be very familiar with. But I know that generally we are guilty of not doing it enough, or not doing it at all sometimes, surely not doing it properly. So what would be, I know that this is quite an extensive topic, so it could take hours, if not days, to really tell it properly. But if you had to give really the best tips, the best things that you would like a small business owner to keep in mind. And first of all, would you like to tell us something more about you, your business, Magnet Monster, how you like it, how you can help people?
Yeah, sure. So thank you for having me first of all, Sylvia. I've got the pink t-shirt on for Pink SEO for
Yeah,
your.
thank you. You're on brand.
So just to give you a brief background, I suppose, on um, myself and Magnet Monster. So we specialize in email marketing and on-site lead generation. We were traditionally sort of your all nuts and bolts agency. We did everything, even a bit of SEO, but nowhere near to the level that you do. And after a long time working with e-commerce companies in particular, we just found email to be something that produced incredible results, and we really sort of niched down and decided to focus on it. And that's why we started Magnet Monster as a separate standalone company. So very passionate about email. We've seen, especially for small businesses, like you said, the ROI, where they typically don't have a big advertising spend. And we're, as I said, we're very passionate about and believe it should be the main source of digital marketing for small, medium, and even large size companies as well to get a maximum ROI.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess that over the time you've been working with many business owners, what do you see as the most frequently questions that they ask to you? So which are the things that they would like generally to know about, and what are the best tips that you could give? I mean, if you have to take away something, just remember this is really important.
Yeah, so probably the first thing I would say to start with email, it can be as simple as make sure your website, and this should be where everybody starts, is optimized for lead generation. So from the moment you launch your website and start to send traffic towards there, you want to emphasize taking someone's data, their email address from the first visit. And the reason, as I said, we put such a strong emphasis is because if you don't take people's data, then you're just leaving the selling process to chance and hoping that they'll come back and convert at a later stage, where most of the research shows they'll never come back to your website. So we always say to people, always start with optimizing your website for lead generation. Take the email and then obviously follow up with your welcome email series, which can be sort of 4 to 5 emails long, and introduce people to your brand, your ethics, what your story is, and then start to begin that subtle upsell process to your products and services. And the great thing is about this is that obviously it's all automated. So even though the content and the copy is very personalized, once they put their email address into your lead generation system, they again delivered this communication on autopilot. So it's very powerful. It saves tons of time. And as I said, it really automates the initial communication and selling process, which for a small business owner alleviates a lot of pressure to constantly go out and find new leads, and also constantly pitch the products and services that they offer over time. So that's the sort of initial stage I would start. Optimize your website for lead generation with some type of lead magnet to get them to give you the data, and then put them onto the welcome series of emails, which introduces them to the story behind your brand, what your services and products are.
Yeah, this lead magnet is something that I've been asked about. So when I've got people who ask me some of the most important things they hear about when they hear about email marketing, one of the things that people ask the most is lead magnet. So if you have a minute to give a couple of tips about this, that would be definitely fantastic, because I know that this is something that people ask about. But yeah, one thing that is said, it's really important. It's the automation, because it saves a lot of time, and small business owners especially, we struggle because we have a lot of hats. So we need to be doing a lot of different things, and the more we can automate, but still, even if it's automated, it seems like there is some kind of real personal approach. So the brand is immediately in touch with the customer. And yeah, it's a way of personalizing the customer support from the beginning. So yeah, definitely. It's automated, but it's personal at the same time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Obviously, there's the misconception because these a lot of good email marketing is automated, and people obviously worry that when something's automated, it loses the personality of your brand. But if you put the effort into obviously creating the content, um, whether it's the copywriting, the visuals, and also the type of offer they opt in for, then you can really personalize the email sequence that comes afterwards. So it's just another way of communicating effectively with your customer. And then, like I said, alleviating that pressure of constantly having to schedule social media posts, pick up the phone, send them cold emails. It's just going to automate this selling process a lot in the beginning.
Absolutely. When this automation was not possible, I still remember when I was starting doing this job, it was like 10 years ago, and it was the very beginning of the e-commerce. I remember when people were doing purchase and sales, then the e-commerce owners were manually sending them emails and saying, thank you so much for purchasing. So all this automation, finally we have technology can help us. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's just
and you raise a good point as well. The post-purchase email sequence is an incredible opportunity to upsell and cross-sell people to your products, but not just to get more of the lifetime value or revenue per recipient out of the customer. It's also a way you can get more reviews. You can send emails, did you enjoy the product or services? Please leave a review. If they had a negative experience, even, you can stop a bad review. You can invite them to give you feedback.
yeah.
So you can automate all these messages post purchase, as well as obviously selling them in the beginning. You can increase the overall value of the sale through automating it with email.
But it's customer support in the end. It's not that you did the sale, then we are forgetting about your customer. No, you still show that you care, and especially for small business owners, that's what makes the difference, because we are the brand. So we show that we care about the customers one by one, even if it's automated. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I just want to say one thing. I constantly push this line out about email is whilst most people rely on social media these days to communicate with the customers, and one of the most common questions we have when people come to us is, what sort of email should I be sending, because I'll be annoying the person who subscribed, which is crazy really, because obviously they subscribed to hear from the
They
brand.
want to hear from you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the same. If you're pushing social proof, new product releases on Facebook and Instagram, and content related to the brands, then you want to use email to just give another possible channel of communicating with the customers. And the open rates and the reach of the email is much higher than social at the moment, where the emphasis, is really on getting you to pay per click. And once you own this data, the email, typically you don't have to pay anything to send someone an email. So there's always a good long-term investment like SEO, obviously, which you do, in investing and building your email list, because long time it'll always give you a return on investment.
And it's yours. It's like, yeah, you did a good comparison. It's like the organic ranking. Once it's yours, you don't always have to pay for it. And the same for the email database. Once you have your email database that you got through time by keeping people engaged and sending them stuff, then they are your audience. They want to listen from you.
Absolutely, yeah. And it doesn't, one thing I will add as well, it doesn't have to be just taking the email. You can take phone numbers if that's more important for your business and you have a sales team.
Yeah.
So we worked with someone in recruitment recently, and obviously for him, it's more of a direct sell where people pick up the phone and contact the lead. So that's fine. You can always optimize your opt-in forms and lead magnet to collect phone numbers as well. There's no reason you can't do that and take that information from when somebody visits your website.
Yeah, this is very, very interesting. Now, so what about the lead magnet? How we're talking about building those lists. In the beginning, we start and we got nobody and we feel lonely and we got no one to send the emails to. How do we grow those lists? How do we get somebody to send those emails to?
Yeah. So you have a proposition, you have a solution potentially to somebody's product. For you, for example, it would be SEO. So you're going to bring someone up the search engines. Now, obviously, when somebody visits your website, they typically have some type of interest in what you do, whether they landed on there through content or from a paid advert. The problem is, as we know, most people just aren't ready to purchase the first time they visit. So think of the lead magnet sort of like a soft sell, which can provide a solution to one of their problems. So let's take your business, Sylvia, as an example. Somebody comes onto your website, they have an interest in SEO. They might not be ready to buy straight away. They want to do some research. So you would give them maybe an ebook, top 5 ways to get to #1 on Google. So rather than instantly buying from you, they will trade their email address in return for this top 5 ways to get to the top of Google ebook. And obviously, once you collect the data, you know that's a very warm lead because they have a strong interest in SEO, in what you offer. And then, as I said, they're going to go onto your welcome series of emails. But the lead magnet itself is just an incentive to get people to trade their information across their email address or phone number in order so you can begin the remarketing process to them. So it's industry specific, where it has to provide some type of solution to the customer's initial problem to get their attention.
What I think is that you're getting even more than just emails, because when they get an ebook from you, they're kind of testing you. They're reading your style. So it's like a mini trial that they are doing. They are evaluating if you might be a good match for them, because there's a plenty of SEO people, there is a plenty of any type of business. And when they read an ebook from you, they discover your style, they discover your approach. So you're getting emails from them, but you're even getting further down the marketing funnel of evaluation. So now they are actually learning about you more.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So like you said, it's not only the initial added value content and information that helps them and also demonstrates your expertise and builds authority. It also acts, like you said, as a subtle upsell to your products and services. So that's typically the way we go about things. And we give the example of the ebook, but it doesn't have to be an ebook. It can be, a video content. It can be like swipe files, checklists. It can be anything, as long as the information, the incentive, is good enough to get somebody's attention. Then you can offer that material in return for the email address or the data.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have to too long. I guess people, if we tell them they have to make an ebook, they might get scared. It doesn't have to be a massive book. It can be a little guide in which you pour down your expertise and something very valuable.
Yeah. Or they can always pay us and we'll design it for them, I suppose. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't have to be like this 600 page, because nobody's going to read that anyway. That's
Yeah.
the misconception. No one's going to sit there and go through a 600-page book. It just has to provide some type of fast solution to somebody's product. So to go back to the SEO sort of swipe a PDF file, for example, this can be sort of 5 paragraphs on how to climb to the top of the search engines. It can be 2 pages maximum, but it still will get people to part ways with the data, and then obviously you'll give them really high value content in return.
And checklists, I think checklists work well because you immediately think, I have it, I don't, yeah. So it's something that might be very actionable. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. We
Yeah.
just worked with a client who has LinkedIn automation software, and one of the things we did for him was sort of 15 copy and paste templates that can make a great first impression when you when you connect with people on LinkedIn. And that was very I wouldn't say simple for us to produce, but the content wasn't overly complex. And the customer, the leads who have registered absolutely love the content and have commented, how useful it's been to them. So it's all about personalizing it to your audience and putting yourself in their position and thinking what will, as I said, provide a solution to the common problems that they face.
Yeah, but it's smart. It's something that's catchy, and people would like definitely to download it. So yeah, it's something that I think that it will definitely work very well.
Definitely, it does.
Yeah. So wrapping up, Adam, if people would like to get in touch with you, would you like to leave some contacts so that they could follow up with you now that they know how important it is to build up your email and database?
Yeah, so first of all, I'm very active on LinkedIn, I suppose. As you know, I post daily and annoy everyone we're in contact with.
You do not annoy. I'm learning a lot, really.
I post a ton of content on LinkedIn, very into networking and engaging online. But if somebody wants to reach me directly, they can always email me at adam@magnetmonster.co.uk, or they can obviously visit our website and leave their contacts that way, or add me on LinkedIn.
Yeah. And what I can say from your LinkedIn posts is that it's a nice way to see how qualitative is the content that you produce, because those guides, they're very insightful and they give an idea of how you can produce content for other people. Just seeing what you can write for yourself and for your business, it gives an idea of the quality of content that you can produce.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you so much for this, for giving so many tips. I'm sure that people will find a lot of value in this. And thank you for your time, really.
Thanks, Sylvia. Pleasure. Grazie.
Grazie a te. Thanks. Bye. Bye bye, Anna.